Hello and welcome to my first impressions of the Outriders demo. I wanted to give the demo some serious playtime before giving my thoughts rather than just quickly rushing out my opinion of it. I have level 3 classes to the max level in the demo, which is level 7. That's the Technomancer, Pyromancer and Trickster. I've put in some serious grinding for loot on my Trickster by running the very common farming route which you've probably seen all over YouTube by now. It is running in the background to get as many mods as humanly possible and have a real look around the RPG elements offered in the game. One thing I do wish to get off my chest from the start is that this game is nothing like Destiny. If you want to make a comparison, Outriders is the third person Diablo in looter shooter form. It's a dungeon based RPG with guns which will have an end game based on time trial based content like rifts, with bonus legendary drops attached to those time trials. I'm going to go through my thoughts, starting off with the good stuff and then the not good stuff. But I do want to caveat all of this by saying, I feel that People Can Fly should have given a different demo, as I feel the experience you get in the demo doesn't show off the best things about Outriders, but actually shows out the more average things. If I was People Can Fly, I would have given the player a lot of skill points to experiment with the skill tree, a selection of a few of the legendaries to mess around with mods and builds, and let people just have a blast. As it is, the demo puts you in at the worst part of any loot game ever made. That's the part where you don't have any good loot, and the only way to get the loot is to rerun the same boss checkpoint a million times over for 0 reward, well in my case, or for 3 totally incredible legendaries in my friend's case. Fuck you friend, not bitter. However, I am here to tell you Outriders just might be a leap of faith worth making. If you're into RPG min-maxing, power fantasy builds and god roll fun as hell legendaries, you might just be in for a hell of a ride. Get it? Outriders? Anybody? So let's start with the good. Outriders excels when you have a rotation of skills and gear perks that synergize off one another. The team have clearly gone all out on the perks for the weapons and gear, and this creates a superb power fantasy. Even this early in the game, I could clearly see my character getting stronger and stronger with every new piece of gear that was found. A single piece of gear can really change how you play a class and change the whole way the game works, full stop. Legendary gun abilities in the game can be put on other gear, which all in all make the min-max of Outriders very exciting indeed. The gun feels good generally speaking. The shotguns, assault rifles and machine guns generally are the standout performers. The skill tree is as good as it first looked, allowing you to go over all of the branching paths and have a truly unique build to yourself. The options in these trees are pretty good and really let you delve down into a build that truly suits your playstyle. The weapon mods can totally change how you build your tree, and respecking the game is free. This will result in a brilliant RPG experience for casual players as well as the hardened veteran. There's nothing overly special in the tree itself, as that comes from your gear and mods, but what the tree does allow you to do is complement the weapons and gear you are getting. And again, sorry to repeat this, but due to respecking, it does mean there is limitless amount of options available to you. The mini bosses or elites and actual bosses are all good enough to make them interesting this early in the game. Nothing mind-blowing, but generally solid and unique enough. So let's get into the not so good. The cover system is poor and often just straight up does not work. The vault system is also highly inconsistent. At the moment, it feels like building for close combat or just open gunplay is the best way to go. Half of the stuff in the map just seems unvaultable, and quite frankly, it just feels like the game doesn't even want you to use the cover system. I mean, they even say so in the promotional material.
Cover is for cowards. Yeah, that's right. You can use cover, nobody's stopping. But you're a biological sledgehammer. Act like one.
But then it begs the question, why even have it in the game? The mind kind of boggles with that one. The colour palette in what they provide in the demo is very bland. It just looks like the bottom of a dirty toilet half the time. It looks nice enough at 2K, but it does have optimization issues. I struggled to get a stable 60 FPS, and my PC should not be struggling. Level design wise, it is basically a very dungeony type of experience. Don't expect an expansive open world like Destiny. You go in through a door, it loads a map, you go through that, which is basically a generated dungeon. You kill the boss, you get the loot, you get out of there. It's as simple as that. Don't expect anything more. Personally, as a looter shooter veteran, I'm going to say I am much more interested in the RPG elements. being good than the level design per se, but don't come here expecting anything special outside of the really solid RPG mechanics that really anchored the game. The joy is in the rush for the drops, not in the road that you rush. You open a door, you kill enemies, the enemy drops a key, you use that key to open the next door, kill all the enemies, the last enemy drops a key, you open the next door, kill the boss. You hit the exit point and you're out of there. That is it. If you enjoy getting the best gear and the best rolls and building an absolute killing machine, Outriders is most definitely down your alley. I definitely feel some of the classes could need a rework. It felt like the Trickster was super strong. The armor ability that class has, on top of the nuking ability it has, just means it was by far and away the easiest and strongest class to use. I feel like the Devastator and the Pyromancer would excel in team play, but as matchmaking was very broken in the demo, it wasn't really that option to try that team play element out. So where am I with Outriders? Quite honestly, as someone who loves min-maxing and a well-built power curve, Outriders has me very tempted. Everything on the RPG side of the game seems fantastic, with very little held back in terms of weapon and gear design. However, what does worry me is if there will be any reason to grind for better gear. In Destiny and the Division, the grind for better gear was to help in the hardest content, the raids, to min-max your character and show off your gear in the social areas. Whether or not Outriders has that remains to be seen. The not so good points I mentioned above are not game breakers for me whatsoever. The cornerstone of any looter shooter is the loot, firstly, and then the shooting, secondly. Outriders seems to have both nailed. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, you can watch me grind the demo for legendary drops on Tuesday on Twitch. The link is down below. We'll be doing it all day. I'm also giving away a free copy of Outriders at the end of the month. You can enter for that draw by watching the stream. Instructions will be there for everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. Take care, stay safe, and good luck grinding.